most people are sick because there's problems in the gut. Satan will go for the gut. So we have all this microbiome in our gut, and when we have parasites, these will start to manipulate your thoughts. So when I took the parasite cleanse, and I've done a whole video on my YouTube for it, I felt them dying. Literally felt them dying. I would wake up probably like 10 days in. I woke up feeling like, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm so tired. I just want to die. I don't want to be here anymore. And it was kind of scary. But then I realized God was showing me, like, this isn't you. This is them dying. And so if you think about, I could feel that. These thoughts of lust, maybe. These thoughts of perversion. These thoughts of suicide. These thoughts of depression. Chances are, if considering we're made in the image of God, those thoughts didn't come from him. So those thoughts can come from these parasites that are in the body. So he called for me to do that, and I felt so different after I did that cleanse. And when I studied Ayurveda, you know, they tell you to do it 4 times a year. They tell you to do it after every season's over. You do a parasite cleanse. You remove that season and step into autumn. You know, you cleanse summer out and you step into autumn. Most people don't do that. And the foods that we eat, you know, a lot of foods that are manufactured and processed are designed to give you parasites. And if you don't have protection of the Holy Spirit, you're under attack a lot. And those things, this is what craving is. It's the demon in you wanting the food that feeds it.
Wow.
So it will crave something like processed refined sugar.
You know, that's actually quite interesting, because it seems as if, because I was wondering why, because what you're talking about sounds like a holistic way people need to be fully delivered, because I always see people who they're partially delivered, or they're set free from one thing, but then there's still other things underlying, or they think the solution is to go to, you know, probably a fire African church that knows how to pray
Die by
and,
fire.
and kill all the witches in your life. You know, any enemy after you, they must die by force or die by fire, you know, that kind of thing. And they're doing it all the time, and I'm like, sure, the Lord, when you look in the Bible, always wants to take his people to a place of rest. It seems like these people aren't resting. They're always praying, fighting. So then it seems like there needs to be something else that will get them to be totally free. And that's why I always used to say healing and deliverance are synonymous, as in the healing of the soul, because you said these things latch onto you and actually intertwine into who you are. The key place being the soul, the area where, you know, they sort of traumatized and hurt. And this is why one of the reasons why, you know, we're going to talk about the prophetic and the life of the prophet as well, and how they experience so much rejection throughout their life, which a lot of the time opens the doors to demonic oppression, as well as why they're under so much attack, but how God also has a plan to redeem that by healing the prophet's soul, or the soul of that person who's been wounded in such a way, and bring them into a place where they can fully manifest the glory of God. But what I was thinking of, or what I was trying to get to, is how I noticed how in my process of deliverance, there was as I was being delivered and being healed by God, at the same time, my appetite for those processed foods went and disappeared. So if you're saying that the demons, or that's what craving comes from, that the demons are wanting the thing that feeds it, and all of a sudden, while I was being delivered, I always wondered, I was like, why is it when I walk down these aisles with all of these biscuits, these packaged donuts, and all of these things I used to love eating, I just don't want it anymore. I don't have any desire for it. And also, I can taste the chemicals now. Before I couldn't taste the chemicals. I just ate it and I loved it. And same with the drinks, the processed drinks. All I taste is the rubbish. I don't taste the sweetness that I used to enjoy from it. So that's actually fascinating. I'm sure a lot of people would call it a conspiracy that, oh, you know, the food that we eat, and probably they only see the extent of the damage being physical, but seeing that there's another spiritual dimension and how everything's connected. Because it makes sense, actually, because when we were made as human beings in the garden, the physical and the supernatural were intertwined. They were one. It wasn't separate. And it seems we've somehow said, oh, you know, the physical realm is the physical realm and the spirit realm is the spirit realm, and, you know, they're separate things. And I guess there is a veil that separates the two, but no matter what we think, they are intertwined, and one affects the other, or they both affect each other, actually.